It's that time of the year again. The air is cooler, the days are shorter, the leaves are changing color, but the fall also lends itself to some unique sightseeing opportunities, and that's because it's harvest season. Now, one crop that's typically harvested this time of the year is wine grapes. Now, the Napa Valley's never been cheap, and it's kind of far. But there's really no reason to travel across the country when we have our very own growing wine region right in our own backyard. And right now, we're about to uncork one of Lancaster County's best kept secrets. A trip to Waltz's Vineyards in Mannheim is like an assault on the senses. The smells, the sights, and of course, the taste. Tucked away among the corn and the wheat and tobacco are 19 acres of grapes, all of which will one day blend together to form a carefully crafted vino. Fall is the perfect season to visit a winery because it's just so colorful. And it's not just the reds and the oranges, but bright purple. And that can only mean one thing. It's harvest season. And here at Waltz's Vineyards, you don't just get to taste the wine this time of year, but you get to see the grapes that go into making each and every bottle so flavorful. Waltz's grows 2 different red and 3 different types of white grapes, reaping a total of 80 tons of fruit a year. The winery got its start in 1997 when Jan and Kim Waltz dreamed of turning a corner of Lancaster County into a wine region to rival those across the pond. And what began as just an experiment in their garage has grown into a robust business, producing award-winning vinos just 10 years later.
We ultimately always grow the grapes like we were going to make the wine from them, even for the other customers. But now that we are fully integrated in the process, it's nice to see the grapes go from the field through the winemaking process right here on the property, and then finally in the bottle with our label on it.
But before it ends up in the bottle, it must start here, in the great outdoors. And what is it about Mannheim or Lancaster County? Is there particular conditions or climate or soil or what goes into making a good wine?
Yes, we are in a very specific soil type here, Bennington silt loam, which is very rich and has lots of clay components. And normally, straight clay soils are not going to be great for wine grapes because they just hold too much moisture. But we've got 70% of shale built into that clay, so that keeps our soil nice and drainable, and that helps us to promote better ripeness on the vine.
Sure, it's no Napa nor Bordeaux, but when it comes to humble beauty and surprisingly grape-friendly terrain, Waltz's is carving its own niche in the little black books of savvy wine lovers searching for the next big thing. What wine would you say you guys are known for? Is there a cab or a...
Well, we started with the reds, so people have known that we're making red wines a little longer than our whites. The Cabernet Sauvignon was first, and then the Merlot. But the whites have very quickly gained popularity as well because they're doing very well on this site.
Say hi. Today, we're helping the staff harvest 5 acres of Merlot.
All the picking is done by hand.
Kim gives us a quick lesson on how it's done.
I like to grab at the stem, clip, and gently drop so that we don't squish or bang up those berries when they're nice and ripe.
So now there's a certain technique for getting the grape off the vine and into the lug. You want to cut close enough so that you don't get a whole lot of the stem, and make sure that it's clean of leaves because those things can make the wine taste bitter. And then once all these gorgeous grapes are picked, they go in to be crushed.
After we get the fruit out of the field, we haul it up to the winery and then usually weigh the fruit and then squeeze it, run it through the must pump and into our fermenters, and then add the yeast and ferment the wine from there.
And what happens over the following weeks, months, and in some cases, years, is a fascinating lesson in science and art. the best part, tasting the end result.
This is our Sauvignon Blanc.
It's here in the Waltz's Tuscan-inspired boutique tasting room that we learn the proper techniques of swirling, seeing, sniffing,
Oh, it does smell intense.
and of course, sipping a variety of world-class wines.
I appreciate what I'm drinking so much more actually being out in the field. You feel like you're a part of what's going into the bottles.
That's right.
It's amazing.
We do spend a lot of attention to detail, and by hand picking everything and doing a lot of handwork in the vineyards, we're putting extra value in that bottle.
This family-owned agricultural operation creates not only a unique offering of wines, but has developed a special brand of hospitality, which is extended to the thousands who visit the winery each year. So for me, the biggest selling point of coming to Waltz's Vineyards is this part of the day, because after all the trimming that we did and the touring and of course the tasting, you can come out back with your favorite variety, take a seat, enjoy the fruits of your labor, and get a spectacular view of Lancaster County. Coming up, it's